Good afternoon to everyone. I am Aaron Diego and going to discuss the subjugation of women. First, I'm going to introduce to you who is John Stuart Mill. John Stuart Mill is a British philosopher, political economist, and civil servant. He was also an influential contributor to social theory, political theory, and political economy. He has been called the most influential English-speaking philosopher of the 19th century. Subjugation of Women discussed. The title essay written by John Stuart Mill in 1989 possibly jointly with his wife Harriet Taylor Mill, stating an argument in favor of equality between the sexes. At the time it was published in 1869, this essay was an affront to European conventional norms of view on the status of men and women. So first, introduce to you about the subjugation. According to John Stuart Mill, first introduce to you about marriage. Marriage is being the destination appointed by society of women. So the destination of women is undergo with marriage. Originally women but taken by force, regularly sold by their father to the husband. Until a late period in European history, the father has the power to dispose of his daughter in marriage at his own will and pleasure without any regard for her. In the church and women's marriage, the church indeed was so far faithful to a better morality as to require a formal yes from the woman at the marriage ceremony. But there was nothing to show that the consent was other than compulsory, and it was practically impossible for the girl to refuse compliance if the father refused, except perhaps when she might obtain the objection of religion by determined resolution to the monastic vow. The power of a man and women also emphasized by Stuart Mill. After marriage, according to him, the man had anciently the power of life and death over his wife. She could invoke a law against him. He was called tribunal and law. For a long time, he could represent her, but she had no corresponding power in regard to him. By the old laws of England, according to him, the husband was called the lord of the wife. He was literally regarded as her sovereign. In the question of divorce, surely woman is denied any lot of life, but being the personal body. In chapter 3, the main point of Mill is the divisibilities of women are only attached to them to keep them subordinate in domestic life. Male cannot tolerate the future possibility of equality, so male did not agree that male and women are equal to each other. In the existing state, women were seen as unfit for well-paid occupations, especially in politics. It means that women were not allowed to join in politics. Women are seen fit for such employment, everything was directed to them. So women are not subject for a possible job or high-end employment. So it's strong to say that a smaller number of women than men are fit for occupations and functions of higher intellectual character. Women not only in recent times but ages in the past have proven themselves capable of doing what men can actually do successfully in training. So, in the right of suffrage, board parliament and municipal, the right to share the choice of those who are accessed as the public sector. Women are considered fit to choose the leader to follow, so women are given the right to elect or nominate to be the next leader of the state. For the choice of man with the girl, a woman to the end life is always supposed to be voluntarily made by herself. So women's ability of intuitive perception means it is a rapid and correct insight into present facts, result from slow and careful collection and correspondent experience. So the women has a greater quicker of apprehension. So the inferiority also, John Stuart Mill emphasized the inferiority of women to men. So they are the differences between men and women. According to him, there is no production in philosophy, science, or art in times the first rank has been the work of women. It's only in the present generation that women attempts have been not only numerous, and they're even now extremely few, ever but in England and France. So only when very few women meant the attempt, yet some of those few may be distinguished according to Scott. In John Stuart Mill, women's literature is a mixed nation to men. If women live in a different country from men and never read any of their writings, they would have the literature of their own. As it is, they have not created one because they found a highly advanced literature already created. So the women possess a type of artistry. If we consider the works of women in modern times, and contrast them with those of men either in the literary or artistic department, such impurity as may be observed results itself essentially to one thing, the deficiency of originality. The moral differences between men and women. So according to him, considered distinctiveness from intellectual, the distinction commonly drawn is the advantage of women. So according to him, women are declared to be better than men. Women seldom fall under the penal law because contribute a much smaller number of offenders in the criminal calendar than men. So there's a possibility that women are more disciplined than women. When women are more disciplined than men. Women are not capable of resisting their personal partiality. Their judgment in great affairs is warped by their sympathy and psychology. Assuming it to be so, it is still to be proved that women are often misled by their personal feelings and men by their personal interests. So women are such much controlled by their personal feelings. They are more intact on emotional rather than mental. Women would join in any movement when her husband disapproves, make herself a martyr, without even being able to be an apostle, for the husband can legally put a stop to her apostleship. Women cannot be expected to vote themselves in the emancipation of women until men in considerable number refer to John said in the under In the chapter 4 discusses what good are to expect from the changes proposed in the apostle tradition. According to marriage is the only actual bondage known to our law. There remains no legal slaves except the mistress of every house. The law given husbands all of the power and makes wives subservient to them. Equal rights for women therefore would eliminate the last four ways. So, in the conclusion of John Stuart Mill, women are possibly under the subject of sin. So, for him, women always be under by men. So, there's no authority that can overdo by men. So, only women is always the subject. That's